Stepping into Shakespeare presents Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, Act 5.
Now, as thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Good Master Fabian, grant me another request.
Anything.
Do not desire to see this letter.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary. The better for thy friend.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly I am an ass. So that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends, I am abused.
Why, this is excellent.
By my troth, sir, no. Though it please you to be one of my friends.
Thou shalt not be the worse for me. There's gold.
But that it would be double dealing, sir, I would you could make it another.
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Put your grace in your pocket, sir, for this once, and let your flesh and blood obey it.
Well, I will be so much a sinner to be a double dealer. There's another.
Primo secundo tertio is a good play, and the old saying is the third pays for all.
You can fool no more money out of me at this throw. If you will let your lady know I'm here to speak with her, and bring her along with you, it may awake my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again. I go, sir, but I would not have you to think that my desire of having is the sin of covetousness. But, as you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I will awake it anon.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. What's the matter? Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the Phoenix and her fraught from Candy, here in the streets, desperate of shame and state. In private brabble did I apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew upon my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou salt-water thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names that you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on base and ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither, that most ingrateful boy there by your side. From the rude sea's enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem, a wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint. All his dedication for his sake did I expose myself, pure of his love. Into the danger of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset. Where, being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake with me in danger, denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months before, no interim nor a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me. But more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord, but that he might not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to my ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord.
What to perverseness, you uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul the faithfulest offerings hath breathed out that ere devotion tendered. What shall I do?
Even what it please, my lord, that shall become him.
Why should I not, had I the heart to do it, like to the Egyptian thief at point of death, kill what I love? A savage jealousy that sometimes savours nobly. But hear me this, since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favour, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this your minion, whom I know you love, and whom, by heaven I swear, I tender dearly, him will I tear out that cruel eye, where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love, to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most jocund, apt, and willingly, to do you rest 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love, more than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all moors than e'er I shall love wife. If I do feign, you witness above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I me detest it. How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario, husband, stay.
Husband.
Aye, husband. Can he that deny?
Her husband, Sirrah.
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearest. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee, by thy reverence, here to unfold what thou dost know, hast newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this compact, sealed in my function by my testimony, since when my watch hath told me toward my grave I have travelled but 2 hours.
O thou dissembling cub! What wilt thou be when time hath sowed a grizzle on thy case? Or will not else thy craft so quickly grow, that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby.
What's the matter?
He has broke my head across and given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help. I'd rather than £40 I were at home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Odds lifelings, here he is. You broke my head for nothing. And that I did, I was set on to do it by Sir Toby.
Why'd you speak to me? I never hurt you. You draw your sword upon me without cause. But I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you set nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby, halting. You shall hear more. But if he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, gentlemen? How is't with you?
That's all one. Has hurt me, and there's the end on it. Sot, did see Dick Surgeon, Sot.
Oh, he's drunk, Sir Toby, an hour agone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
I hate a drunken rogue.
Get him to bed, and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam, I have hurt your kinsman. But had it been the brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio, oh, my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee?
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in 2 is not more twin than these 2 creature. Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother. I had a sister, whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countrymen? What name? What parentage?
Of Messaline. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too.
Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek, and say thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act, that day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing lets to make us happy both, but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me, till each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump, that I am Viola, which to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town, where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrence of my fortune since hath been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook. But nature to her bias drew in that. You would have been contracted to a maid, nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed, both to a maid and man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have share in this most happy wreck. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
All those sayings I will overswear, and all those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orb continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain, that did bring me first on shore, hath my maid's garments. He upon some action is now in durance at Malvolio's suite. A gentleman and a follower of my lady's.
He shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. And yet, alas, now I remember me. They say, poor gentleman, he's much distract. A most extracting frenzy of mine own, from my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the stave's end as well as a man in his case may do. He's here writ a letter to you.
Open it and read it.
Look then to be well edified when the fool delivers the madman. By the Lord, madam!
How now? Art thou mad?
No, madam, I do but read madness. And your ladyship will have it as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
Prithee, read in thy right wits.
So I do, Madonna. But to read his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, perpend, my princess, and give ear. By the Lord, madam!
Read it you, sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it, though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right, or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of, and speak out of my injury, the madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savours not much of distraction.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on't, so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service done him, so much against the mettle of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, the same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you, peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Why have you suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that e'er invention played on? Tell me, why?
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing. Though I confess, much like the character, but out of question, this Maria's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she first told me thou wast mad.
Good madam, hear me speak. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How with a sportful malice it was followed, may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled thee?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrown upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Sir Topaz, sir. But that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. But do you remember? Madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal? And you smile not? He's gagged. And thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you.
He has been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known and golden time convents, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be, while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
When that I was and a little tiny boy, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain it raineth every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wife, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain it raineth every day. A great while ago the world begun, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, but that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day. With a hey-ho, the wind and the rain it raineth every day.
The end. Stepping into Shakespeare Twelfth Night is produced by Therese Theuriallat and Sarah Lynn Dawson. Directed and cast by Matthew Brenher. Audio engineering by Tim Bond. We would like to thank the Swiss Cultural Institute for their support of our podcast. We'd also like to thank the Swiss Church London and Francesco Sesto for his logistical support during our event.